Hey guys, welcome to the Sports Note on YouTube. It is Friday, February 18th. It is NBA All-Star Weekend in my hometown of Cleveland. Repping little Jared Allen and Evan Mobley throwback shirt. But today we're actually going to talk about we're going to talk about another young talent in a different league who's in about the same range as guys like Jared Allen and Evan Mobley, but for all the wrong reasons, even though his team wears red as well. And that's Kyler Murray of the Arizona Cardinals. This story actually had a little bit of traction and has since fallen off in the last few days, especially in the wake of the Super Bowl over the weekend. And congratulations to my LA Rams for bringing the title home and denying Cincinnati, which we never would have heard the end of up here in Cleveland. If you actually saw Murray earlier this week, because of his frustrations with the Cardinals organization, deleted any mention and any photographs of the Cardinals from his Instagram account. I'm not sure about other social media. I don't actually follow Murray on social media. This is basically the for a guy who's 24 years old, was taken first overall a few years ago, and is the face of a franchise trying to actually get back to where they were when Larry Fitzgerald was in his prime. This is actually the most childish behavior that you can actually expect. And again, it's coming out of the leader and the face of your franchise right now. The the problem with having a 5'10" quarterback being drafted first overall like this is he's running into the same problems with that Baker Mayfield did. There are people starting to question his, not so much his talent but his skill set because of his size limitations. Mayfield had the Browns go out and get Odell Beckham, and we saw what happened there, where Beckham basically quit on his team, kind of forced his way out, then actually signed up with the Rams and ended up winning a Super Bowl. And no, I'm not going to take a shot at Beckham for apparently blowing out that left knee again in the second quarter on Sunday. You never want to see a guy go down with that type of injury. It's a little bittersweet for me because the Rams and the Browns are my two favorite teams. He quit on one, but then he joins up with the other. Has a Wahoo type year after signing with them midway through the season and ends up getting us a Super Bowl. The Cardinals were the last team in the NFL to lose a game. They started out 7-0 before eventually finishing 11-6, and that actually got them second place in the NFC West behind those Rams. They ended up winning they ended up performing pretty well the last couple of weeks of the season to kind of get in. They needed a little bit of help from the Rams, but just couldn't actually get to the top spot in the NFC West that they'd actually held on to for the most of the first part of the year. Murray's actually slated to make with roster bonuses and workout bonuses and all these other bonuses. $11.1 million in 2022, which is the final year of his four-year entry-level rookie contract, but the Cardinals also have a fifth-year option. Josh Allen got paid, but then you also look at some of the other quarterbacks who were stars with, or at least faces of the franchise in the last couple of years. Baker Mayfield actually had his fifth-year option picked up, but they haven't talked extension yet with that. Lamar Jackson is expected to have his fifth-year option picked up. There's not been any wake of contract extension there. And Murray's actually, even though he got the Cardinals to the playoffs for the first time in 5 years, they got slammed by the Rams in the first round. The Cardinals actually, and it's not like the Rams didn't have talent around him, unlike with Mayfield, to where, yeah, you've got Nick Chubb, but once you took Beckham out of the equation, you had Jarvis Landry, and then you actually had a couple of other good players around him. Austin Hooper's very good, but there wasn't really anybody that jumped off the page. That's not the issue with Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray's got DeAndre Hopkins and AJ Green, who are not in their prime, but still two of probably maybe the top 20 or 25 receivers in football. They've got Zach Ertz, who's a top 10 tight end, James Conner, who had some very good years with the Steelers, who actually is also productive. And it's not like Murray's had the experience like Mayfield had, where Mayfield's going into his fifth year now, but he's also on his fourth head coach. Murray's actually had Cliff Kingsbury basically the entire time, so it's not like he's had to go out and learn a new system. This is not helping Kyler Murray's case, and I see some guys out there like a Stephen A. Smith, taking the side of Murray for the Cardinals, allegedly the Cardinals leaking these out to guys like Chris Mortensen at ESPN or some of the other guys out there in the media from CBS or Fox. But it's still something that Murray's got to do a better job of conducting himself. And I understand that, yeah, we're asking a lot out of a 24-year-old kid um, who had great success this year, and then the bottom kind of fell out on their season. And could it be frustration? Could it be the fact that of how successful the season went, and then for it to bottom out that spectacularly as it did, to where the Rams just completely went up and down the field and dominated the Cardinals in that playoff game? Actually, now if we think about it, almost 6 weeks ago, and the Cardinals don't even have $3 million in cap space, and they're picking in the low 20s in the draft coming up in a couple of months here, just because of finishing that high. So it's not like they can actually go out, unless they go out and make major trades and everything, and possibly blow up some of the roster to be able to get Murray some alleged help here. But I don't know really how much more help you can put around a guy like this. Again, you've got at the four skill positions in terms of starting running back, starting tight end, and the two wide receivers. You've got pretty much top 20, top 25 talent at the position everywhere you look. So I don't know what Murray's excuse is and what he's looking for, but again, it's not coming off very good for him. He's honestly starting to look like a spoiled, petulant little child at this point. But let me know what you guys think. If you're on the East Coast and you're getting hammered with this weather, be careful. But we'll be back with you guys here before too long, and everybody have a great weekend. Take care.